I am very pleased to welcome all of you to the very first meeting of our new Fire Commission for Wednesday, July 14th, 2020. And in accordance with our provisions of our charter, if you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag
of the United
United
States
States
of
of
America
America,
and to the
to the
republic
Republic
for which
for
it
which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under God,
God,
indivisible, with
liberty,
liberty, and justice for all.
for all.
So before we get to the first item on the agenda, of course, many of you know, well, I would say many, some of you know each other, some of you know me, some of you don't. And also we're joined tonight by my fellow selectman, Rich Straighten, who is on my computer, he's in the upper right corner. I don't know where he is on yours. But I would like the new members of the commission to just go quickly introduce yourselves to your colleagues. And by the way, this will probably be the last meeting we do by Zoom. We're expecting the state to issue some new guidance and clarifications on hybrid meetings and in-person meetings really within the next couple of days. So I think the next time you folks meet is going to be in person. So Fred, why don't we start with you, just because you happen to be next to me on the.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Well, I'm Fred Ingram. I'm a retired or former chief of the Bethel Fire Department, and I previously served on the apparatus commission that Matt had appointed to straighten out the issue with the Bethel Fire Department's ladder truck.
Thank you. Doug, let's go to you.
Hi, Doug Cuny. I was a member of the Ridge Hill Fire Department for 21 years. Lived in Bethel for 30 years, and think this is a dynamite way for me to contribute without putting a helmet on again.
Great. Peter?
Peter Shankman, former fleet director, City of New York, current EV guy, and been living in Bethel for a decade now.
All right. Let's see. I don't have your name. It just says iPhone.
It's DJ Brown. How are you?
Okay, DJ. Right. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
No problem.
Go ahead.
It's DJ Brown. I've lived in Bethel now since 2005. I'm currently a career firefighter in the city of Danbury since 2008, and prior to that, I was a volunteer fireman in Richfield with Doug. I was there for about 10 years.
Great. How's the new chief doing over there?
He's doing all right so far.
All right. So do we know who Zoom user is yet? Apparently not. Okay. So Tom, go ahead. Tom Galliford. No, you're not a voting member, but just want to close the loop here on everybody who's on our call tonight.
Yeah, hi, Tom Galliford, Fire Marshal for the town of Bethel and past chief at Stony Hill. Not a member of the commission. I'm just here to listen.
John, Chief Baker.
Hello, I'm Chief John Baker at Stony Hill Fire Department. Been a member there 13 years and been the chief for the past couple of years.
Patrick, you'll have to unmute.
Patrick is, I think he's at work, so he's kind of listening, I think, on this side.
Oh, okay. All right. You're off the hook then. It just dawned on me the Zoom user might be Chief McCollum, because I know he's on vacation too, and he was going to try to remote in for us. So, all right. So that takes care of that. Well, hey, Rich, you want to say hello and give a little bit of your background?
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Say my background.
Yeah.
Native of Bethel for 72 years. Been on many building committees for the town. And the past 12 years, I've been a selectman with Matt here. So I'm looking forward to serving on this commission also.
Rich is being very modest. His name is on almost every building in town, including the old ones. All right, so moving on, the first order of business with any new commission is the election of officers. You will need a chairperson, chairman, a vice chairman, and a secretary. And you have a recording secretary. Dion Craig will be your your official recording secretary, but we always have a secretary too to sign off on any official documents and things like that. It's mostly ceremonial in cases like these, but we go ahead and have that position in there. And then once in a while, if there is no recording secretary available to record your meeting, then you actually might have to fulfill those duties, but it's easy. It's not nothing real terrible. So I would like somebody to shed their modesty and volunteer to be the chair. Let's start there. Or vice chair if you want to start there.
Well, I wouldn't mind being vice chair, Matt,
Okay,
but I don't think the selectman should be the chair of the commission.
yeah, okay. All right. Okay, the usual, you guys might not be familiar with Robert's Rules of Order. I will send all of you, it didn't occur to me to do this beforehand, but I do have like a short 2-page cheat sheet on how Robert's Rules of Order works once we have a chair and a vice chair. But seeing as how Rich has volunteered, I will make a motion that we nominate Mr. Rich Straighten to be vice chair of the Fire Commission. So I will ask for a second to that nomination.
I'll
Second.
second that.
Okay. Who did that first? Was that Doug? Was that you?
Sure.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I think I saw Peter, Doug, and Fred almost do that at the same time. Okay, are there any other volunteers who would like to serve as vice chair?
No, chair.
I mean, no, well, we have to vote on vice chair.
Oh, all right.
So hearing none, I'll try your minds. Those in favor of selecting Mr. Straighten as vice chair, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Of course, there are none. So, Rich, thank you very much for that. So let's move to the position of chair.
Can I nominate DJ Brown?
You can nominate anybody you like to, but is that your motion to nominate DJ Brown?
The nomination, if he accepts it, yes.
Okay. Mr. Brown, would you accept that nomination?
I will accept it, but if there's somebody else that does want it, they can take it.
All right. Is there a second to this nomination?
I'll second it.
Okay, Fred seconded that. Are there any other nominations? And hearing none, I'll try your minds. Those in favor of DJ Brown to assume the position of chair, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. Congratulations to both of you. So now, last but not least, we do need to have somebody fill the role of secretary. So just in case, once in a blue moon, you need to step into that. You can nominate yourself or anybody else. So
I'm happy to do that.
I'm sorry, where was that? Oh, Doug, was that you? Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll nominate Doug Cuny to the position of secretary. I see Rich is seconding that nomination. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That carries. So at this point, DJ, I will turn the mythical gavel, because I don't actually have one in my hand. But you may take over the meeting. Do you have a agenda in front of you?
Well, right now, hold on one second. I'll pull it up.
Okay.
All right.
If you don't, I can help with that. It's we have two items remaining on the agenda. The first one is consideration of meeting date.
Yeah.
So you can select how often you plan to meet. I would recommend once per month.
Yep.
For a regular meeting schedule, and you might want to discuss among you what's the most convenient day of the month, meeting time and so on.
Okay.
Can I just pop in for a second? We have had some discussion on email about nights, and I know that in those emails, it seemed that Wednesday nights worked out for everybody. I don't know if that still works or not, but we didn't discuss which Wednesday night out of the month would work best. So I don't know if you want to start there or not, but that's what I remember us discussing in our emails.
Does Wednesdays work for everybody?
Yeah.
Wednesdays work for me, but I work every other Wednesday.
Okay.
That mean first and third or second and fourth?
Let me see if I can figure that out.
Or
Well,
does that change?
today, so let me see.
So it'd be first and third, I think.
So, well, the first one of July was the 7th, so I guess it's the 2nd and the 4th.
But
That-
you don't work.
Right. That
Okay.
would not work.
Are they supposed to meet quarterly or is it monthly? I'm trying to read the ordinance now to find it, but I thought it was quarterly their meeting, right? Or is it monthly?
The ordinance said quarterly.
I thought it was quarterly from the meetings.
All right, that's my mistake then. So, all right, so meet quarterly. Although you can, that would be your regular meeting schedule. You can call special meetings really anytime you want if there's a need to. So you're not
Okay.
limited to that. But you know, initially you might want to meet a little bit more often, but to set up a regular meeting schedule quarterly, that's great. So I think you would just have to select which Wednesday of the month, and then do that once every third month.
Is everybody okay with the second Wednesday of the month?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we do the second Wednesday of the month for July, October, January, and April. That would cover our quarterly meetings.
I'll second that if I can.
You can, yep. The chair has full voting rights and you know, it is a regular voting member. So yeah, you can second too.
Okay. Then it's up for discussion, correct? Anybody have any other ideas or discussion on that?
Well, we can vote on the regular meetings, but I think we should meet, you know, next month just to get organized and up to speed a little bit.
Absolutely, that's fine.
So
Yeah,
why
I
don't
agree.
why don't we
100%.
accept the quarterly dates, and then we'll look at some monthly dates.
Okay,
And we have 30 days to decide between meetings, so we can make it flexible also.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a motion on the floor, so you can vote on that.
all right. All in favor of accepting the dates for the regular quarterly meetings, signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, motion passes.
Okay, now so you're talking about possibly having a special meeting next month to you know, like an organizational meeting, which I think is a great idea. You don't have to decide on that now. If you want, Dion can send a poll. Because on special meetings, you can really have it any day of the week that would work for the group. So what I would suggest you do maybe for August is have her send a poll to see who's available when, and then you can schedule a special meeting based on the results of that poll. Does that sound good?
Works
Well,
for me.
does anybody have their schedule in front of them where we could set a date today?
Yeah, if you have it. that'd be
Sure.
great.
If we go in line with the second Wednesday of the month, that would be August the 18th.
I'm
I'll
okay
move
with
that we
that.
meet on August the 18th.
Okay, so August the 18th does not work for me. I thought the 2nd would have been the 11th because the 1st would have been the 4th.
Yeah, I think the second is actually
Oh,
the
I'm
11th.
sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. The second would be the 11th. My bad.
I'll rescind my motion and move that we meet on the 11th of August.
Second.
That works?
That works.
Okay. All right.
At 7 PM.
Yep.
And do we need to vote on that, or it's just agreeing, isn't it?
On a meeting date, it's just by consensus, so you have
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so you're all set for the 11th. That's fine.
Okay, so we'll just have our next special meeting will be August 11th, and I'll get the agenda sent out to you for that.
And by the way, DJ, as chair, you can call a special meeting too.
Okay.
You know, you don't need special permission to do that. And if you want to touch base with me, you know, at your convenience, maybe next week sometime, I've got a book on Robert's rules and a little cheat sheet. It's pretty simple. So I'll
Okay.
give
I
you
will-
whatever help you need on that.
I'll set up time with you next week.
Okay. The last item is maybe a preliminary discussion of duties, and I did include a memo that I got from Chief McCullum from Bethel Volunteer Fire Department. This is in our capital budget for the fiscal year 2021 or 21-22. And what he's looking for is the Board of Selectmen to vote on bottles and air packs. So if you have that document, you might not have it up in front of you, but Deanne sent that out yesterday. So breathing apparatus bottles are $1,079 each. The air packs are like roughly $82.25 each. So we're looking at basically $110,000 in capital non-recurring. I plan to ask them to, and I think this would be a good thing for both fire departments as a starting point. I'm aware that these things need to be replaced after a certain number of years of service, and then maybe sooner if they get hard service, if there's any damage. But what I'd like to do is, and I think the commission would be well served to ask for this, have the departments create an inventory of these things and with the dates of purchase. So not only do we know which ones are being replaced, like they're looking for 12 each of these, but then we can also look at the spreadsheet and say, okay, there's another 10 that are coming up next year and X number coming up the year after that to help us with capital planning.
How do we track it now?
We don't. That's why we have this commission.
It's when the expiration date comes up, that's when we look at them now.
So Matt, what would be the next course of action? Because I have that same scenario where I put in $15,000 for SCBA bottles, and they have gone out of service already
Mhm.
this year that need to be replaced.
Just send me a memo like this, and we will copy it to the commission. But you know, these we're going to put through. These were in the budget anyway. We're not going to hold you up. But moving into the future, I would like these types of requests and the planning to go through the commission. But if you want to send so you've got a copy of the one from Chris McCullum, right?
No,
Oh, you didn't get that?
no.
Okay. I'll send you a copy. It doesn't. Very simple. Just I'll send you a copy of what he wrote to us the other
Okay.
day, and it's
I-
basically. You
I didn't share that with Chris and Tom, and
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry.
but
I'll
I
send you-
will.
Yeah, we'll send you a copy of that. It's kind of, that's what we've done in the past, you know, these things are coming up, they're expiring, so just give us the number, but, you know, if there's a way to coordinate the purchases so that you guys are both buying, and I don't know if there's any such thing as a you know, volume discount that,
Mhm.
you know, with 110,000 from their department, probably a similar number for yours. I don't know if there's a bid process that can help us out or a state bid, but we'll, you know, let's just work together and see what we can do to get the best deal for you.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
I actually have a whole list of questions that I wanted to present to Chief McCullum regarding this purchase. So I would suggest that we hold off until at least the August meeting when both Chief McCullum and Chief Baker could present to us, you know, what they're looking to repurchase. And
maybe an inventory list by expiration
that was one of my
date.
questions, an inventory list. And, you know, and as Matt said, is Stony Hill looking to make similar purchases? And can we do a, you know, group
Simple
purchase and save
spreadsheet.
money?
Yep.
So
One
I think we
piece
should at least wait until we can get both chiefs together and make a presentation of what they're looking to buy.
Okay,
I think the other thing to look at too is what is the need, right? Just because 12 are coming up doesn't mean you need 12. Maybe you need 14. Depends how many interior firefighters you have, right? So just because 12 are on the list doesn't mean 12 is the right number.
Right, you know, I was also questioning, Chief McCullum was looking for 12 air packs at you know, certain, I forget what the exact price is, I don't have it in front of me, and then 12 bottles. And, the price he had on the air packs led me to believe that the air packs would include a bottle. So to me, it seems like he's getting 24 bottles. Does he really need 24 bottles, or is he asking for 12 bottles?
Okay,
We need some clarification on what exactly he's asking for.
okay, all right.
And I'd also invite the commission to even come to the firehouse if they want to actually see the equipment. And if they have any questions, they can present them and see it firsthand.
Good idea.
That was another suggestion I was going to make. I was going to suggest that some of our meetings be held at alternating firehouses, especially the first couple, so that, we could tour the apparatus, tour the buildings, and, tour some of the equipment, see what the needs are.
Good idea.
I did speak to Chief McCollum about that, and he would be more than happy to host a meeting at his firehouse. I have not had the opportunity to speak to John.
Sure.
It seems as though he would be in the same position.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Hey, Matt,
yeah,
I don't mean to put a wrinkle in that thought, but how does that work with the FOI? Do we have to have all the meetings at town hall, or can we have special meetings at the fire?
you
Or
can
is
have
it
special
just the
meetings
tour?
any place you need to. The only proviso is you have to post them as a meeting, but, that's fine. There's no problem with that.
All right, I
It's
just wanted to
it's the
clarify
same as
that.
if the Board of Ed meets in a school or a school or whatever, or planning and zoning has a site visit that's scheduled as a meeting, to look at a piece of property. It's the same thing. So you're clear to do that. Not a problem.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. And then moving, you had that discussion of duties at the end of your agenda there, so I guess we can move on to that.
yep, go right ahead.
All right, Dion, can you get everybody's information and pass it out to everyone?
Sure.
Okay, so phone numbers, emails.
Yep.
Great.
Okay, so where do we want to start with discussion of duties?
Well, most of your duties are outlined in the ordinance.
Okay,
So if you don't have that in front of you and, prepared to go through it in any detail, it's something that you can take a look at and maybe make the focus of your next meeting if you want to.
that's what I'm gonna have to do for sure.
Okay. All right.
Did
Would you
everybody
like
get a
for
copy of that?
me, would you like for me to reach out to Chris McCollum and see if we could have the next meeting at the firehouse?
I think that would be advisable if we're going to discuss his air pack request.
Okay. All right. So
Because
I'll,
John, you were just looking for bottle replacements? Or are you looking for air packs as well?
No, correct. I just need bottles at this time.
All right, so yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
think we
replacing
go-
the RIT packs, but no SCBA at this time.
yeah, I think it'd be advantageous for us to go to the Bethel Firehouse and see which packs he's looking to replace and what apparatus those packs are on and the condition of those packs.
okay.
Okay, if that concludes your agenda for tonight, then, and you're gonna have a more detailed discussion next time, then, Mr. Chairman, you can call for a motion to adjourn, unless anybody else has anything they want to cover tonight.
Any other discussion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second the motion.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Cheers.
Right ship, DJ. Right ship.
I look forward to the next meetings, and thank you very much for the officers for volunteering. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a great night. I'll see you again soon.
all right, cheers.
All right. Good night.
Bye.